because it's not about me making videos. It's about you and I in love, doing what we love. And I'm trying to get you to stop making yourself small and not a completely necessary and equal part in all of this.
I didn't see it that way, so I couldn't describe it that way because I never saw it that way.
Well, let me reflect that back to you. But as soon as you turn me into someone outside of you that is mirroring back your insecurities, you never get to see what it is that I see in you. And this is how we got in this mess.
Mm-hmm.
Can we try one more time?
Yeah. Can you just say it?
Okay. We're in Merida right now. I came here just because it was a good option as a place to stay when we had to find a place for me after we left.
Very affordable.
So I came here and I asked them, because we've been having so much success on TikTok Live, if they would want me to mention where I'm staying and links to their stuff.
Yes.
I mentioned this to the wife in the couple that owns this place, and she said, you can talk to my husband. And when I talked to him, he got very excited about it. So I said, well, I'll mention it, and maybe in exchange for a stay before we go back to Canada, we could come and make some videos when my wife is here, because she's my flower. She's beautiful and attractive. And when I put her in these, no false modesty. No false modesty.
I don't know how to react when you say these nice things.
It's not the first time I've said it. She's acting like this is unusual.
This usually be filmed while you tell me.
Anyways, I said it would be much better to come back and make a video of the whole space with you in it.
Yeah.
And that's where we are right now is, and we didn't know this when we came to Mexico. We didn't really see it the same way. We're content creators.
Mm-hmm.
We're making travel content. We are filming these wherever we are, no matter the lighting and the sound. We like podcasting.
Yeah.
We like creating content. We like traveling. And we're trying to take everything that we love and make it work with our life and our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And when we started getting a lot of attention on TikTok during our live, I realized, oh, we could leverage this for like free stays places.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just the ground floor.
Totally.
Of where we go next with this.
Yeah.
And a lot of the struggles to get here have been just like owning it.
Yeah.
And figuring out who we are and how we work together, and being able to say, okay, I'm going to let myself kind of want this and go forward to really see myself as an online content creator, treat it like a business.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like,
that's where we are
right now. At the beginning of this new chapter.
Yes.
And in order for us to fully be able to let go of the past and move into that, we've had to tell this story.
Yeah. So let's go back and tell it from where we left off till now.
Where did we leave off?
Your father's funeral.
Okay. We had the big revelation on August 31st. We started working through that healing together.
Yeah.
You adopted a daily mindfulness practice with me when we were together. Sometimes when you were alone.
It's a practice.
My father passed away. That was a very big moment. And we grieved together. I sought out support from you in a way that I hadn't before. We bonded through that and continued to grieve what we had gone through.
Yeah.
And then after enough time after that, we both went back into a high dose psychedelic psilocybin mushroom experience.
Mm-hmm.
And you learned more.
I did.
When we recorded the last one, we went, oh, there's something we forgot to mention. And a big part of the story that's difficult to talk about
It
is sex.
I'll take it. So, a part of my secret life was the thrill in the taboo-ness of it. And that is something that has constantly been showing up throughout my life, of me searching out that thrill of the taboo and going against what is appropriate, kind of. And so I took that into our relationship after, and we were exploring
Taboos.
The taboos and
I
integrating that in a healthy way.
I remember, in trying to understand the things that you felt were missing in our relationship, in trying to understand how we could take what excited you in your secret life and integrate that into your whole new, honest, and open life. What parts of it were not necessarily unhealthy.
Right.
And one thing that we had experimented with once before, which we mentioned in an earlier podcast, was having sex outdoors.
Outside.
In like a public area where you could maybe get caught. And is that the part of it for you? The maybe being caught?
No. That's the worst part of it for me.
Okay. It's just the taboo.
It's just the taboo. It gives the body excitement.
So I had what we'll call a sexual emancipation mid-August, right before, a few weeks before you and I did our anniversary big trip and the truth came out. I had this experience with the San Pedro cactus that opened me up to all of my shame.
Yeah.
And a big part of that was, being able to fully be present and feel the good feelings that come from romantic sex.
Yeah.
And there was practice that had to happen with this new opening and understanding. And immediately after your confession, we started, well, even before that, I guess, for a few weeks before, there was a little bit of something happening.
Yes.
But you went from having multiple sexual partners to just me again. And I saw this kind of outdoor sex thing as a great thing for growth between us.
Yeah.
So I remember going out on the Vespa in the fall of 2023.
In the fall.
And just looking around.
Just constantly on the look for little spots.
Where's the place that we could just sneak off and have this exciting sexual experience? I still get weird talking about it, right? But where could we have sex in public and not get caught? Not be on camera.
We did find a spot behind a church.
Jehovah's Witness. Kingdom Hall. So we did have sex in the parking lot of a Jehovah's Witness church, which was
gave it another little level.
Taboo.
And trails.
There was out on walking trails.
Yep.
We could find places. And there was one time we went on a drive and ended up on a trail where we were certain nobody else was out there.
There was no one around.
And then all of a sudden, we were both standing. So I think you can extrapolate the necessary visuals from that.
Mhm.
And I look over my shoulder because I heard a noise and went, oh, no, and stopped,
Yeah, yeah.
pulled my trousers up.
And then I just froze and you just hold me and like,
I think I said, oh no, I'm so embarrassed out loud or something like that.
yes.
And an old man with a dog just
Walks
goes,
by.
it's okay. I'd do the same.
It's okay. I do the same.
And I think I said something else, like I'm embarrassed, something
Yeah,
along
or
those
just
lines.
like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And he just slowly
You just kept walking.
continued on. I don't remember the logistics of
We just stayed put and he walked away and then we
laughed.
laughed and
Went,
left.
went and took a picture. It was next to like a big reservoir. We commemorated
Yep, we did.
the
We did.
experience. And there were other things, but this was a part of our healing.
Yeah.
This was a way of us being able to kind of, again, transmute
Yeah.
your
Take the shadow self
and integrate
and
it
integrate it.
into the whole and into our experience and say, and this isn't something you did with other people.
No.
This was our
Yeah.
taboo.
Yeah.
This was our thing.
Church.
Yes, there are other church parking lots.
Anyways.
Our sex life was getting better.
Definitely.
And it has continued.
Definitely.
To the point now where the shame that I once felt, I don't have anymore. There was a lot going on in my mind, and it's still uncomfortable to think about in comparing myself to the people that you were having these affairs with.
Yeah.
And I understood right from the beginning that that wasn't really what you were seeking. It was what you used to think you had some kind of control, power, or manipulation over them. It was where your self-worth was.
It's where I saw I had value in some way, and that was the only thing I really felt I had value in. And then I used that for the attention and the money and the excitement.
But we've grown from that and through that into what I think is a very fun, healthy, enjoyable sexual relationship.
I think so.
You think so?
I know so.
And you don't feel anything's missing.
No.
And I don't feel that I'm deficient.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I think I said it before, feeling broken and as if I will never ever be normal in that way in my life. And it's one of those things that you have no idea what your future can hold for you.
No.
You have no idea how great it can be if you're willing to let go, control, and just let these things come to you. I have been able to accept that I'm a conventionally attractive man.
I'm so proud of you.
And that makes it a lot easier for you to see me that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that, folks. And if you want to put in the comments that you don't agree, that's fine.
Feel free.
That's fine.
Doesn't matter, because I think he is.
That's all that matters. So life for us continued with the morning practice. It was get up, make coffee, hop in the car, drive somewhere, take a walk.
Meditate on the walk.
Meditate on the walk.
And then start our day.
I was working for a remote company.
Mm-hmm.
You were with an airline.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to talk about finances.
Okay.
Um, when you were living your secret life, a lot of the draw was you went to these people and they gave you money.
Mm-hmm.
Something I'd never been able to really provide.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was able to get a contract in my position at that time just after my father passed away because I was unemployed
Mm-hmm.
on our 10th wedding anniversary. And when we committed to doing the work to make our relationship continue,
Yes.
one of the things that you said was is you needed me to be
I
financially
needed
stable.
financial security.
Yeah. And we had moments of that in our relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but it was always up and down, and we'd had many moments of being very financially insecure.
Correct.
So we had to get into budgeting.
Yeah.
So it started with how much money and credit do we have available
Mm-hmm.
for my job search? And
Yes.
then once I had a job, which part of the requirement was it had to be a salaried position.
Yeah.
That's what you said you were comfortable with.
Yeah.
So I was looking for very specifically a job that had a number that we knew would be coming in every month.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily that came to me.
Yeah.
I was going out to interviews. I was trying all sorts of things, regardless of, really the position.
Mm-hmm.
It was, will it get me this base salary
Mm-hmm.
and remote?
Yeah.
Because that was also something that was
Yeah.
important to both of us.
I think so.
Um, and, I was at the point where I was willing to make certain concessions or sacrifices for our relationship.
Yeah.
And the job came. It was actually a previous job with a new contract. So, previous employer, I was familiar with the company, and was able to get signed on with a salary that allowed us to be able to bring that into the budget. So, I want to talk about right when we started budgeting. It was your salary, and I had nothing.
Yes.
But the plan was I would be getting something.
Yes.
And in order to be able to manage that, we had to say, what's the least amount of money that we can feed ourselves with?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was what I was able to discover is the budget line that has the most flexibility for any person.
Yeah.
Rent, we knew what that was going to be.
Yep.
Utilities, roughly, we knew that what
Yep.
that was going to be. Entertainment is a luxury we really didn't have, but we gave ourselves a small budget line. And food was the one where we figured you can really.
You can cut down a lot on your food.
So I built an app, as I do. I created a little app, and our budget was $33 a day.
Yep. And some days we'd be under. And then that leftover amount would roll over to the next day.
So that's what the app did. The app tracked every penny we spent. So we had our Coho card, and all of our food spending was on that card. And every time I tapped it, my phone would get a notification, and it would grab the amount spent and decrement it from that $33 a day budget.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, if we only spent $30, then tomorrow $3 would be added, and we'd have 36 to spend. In 2 weeks, we had enough of a surplus to go out and have like $100 dinner.
Like a dinner out.
We went to a restaurant and spent $100 on dinner and didn't feel guilty about it.
No.
And that was huge.
Yeah.
That was really important for us.
Because otherwise, if I didn't have that budgeting app of knowing when I was under and how much I had accumulated, I would never have felt comfortable to go out for dinner, being like, no, I need to save, instead of realizing, no, you have that money. You have budgeted correctly. that you can use this amount of money at the end of the week to go for dinner.
Which is mindset.
Mm-hmm.
What are those words?
What words?
Won't do that to you again.
Thank you.
Scarcity,
Mm-hmm.
abundance,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can have the abundant mindset or the scarcity mindset. And having this app allowed you to see the abundance when you believed everything was so scarce.
Yeah.
So we continued with this app, and I did get a job, and we didn't take on too much debt in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was really playing out in the perfect timing.
Yes.
And we started to see that happening in our life as
Mm-hmm.
soon as we
We're on the same page and we're a partnership with honesty and respect.
when the individual egos in the relationship stopped existing,
And we just became one unit.
we were flourishing.
Yes.
And my salary now with your salary, with this budgeting, which we continued
Yeah.
at, I think we bumped it up to $40 a day.
I think so.
Okay. But we continued budgeting and putting money into areas, and all of a sudden now we're saving. And we were able to create budgets to save towards things like entertainment and travel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I was able to have what I was calling my fun money, so that I didn't feel like I couldn't go shopping if I didn't have to ask for everything. That was my money to do with what I wanted to do. And that was really freeing as well for me.
I'm working, you're working, we're making time for each other, we're doing morning routines. You are coming out of half a decade plus of self-inflicted conflict.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about yourself?
I was having a struggle with, I was struggling with forgiving myself and loving myself still. Even though I knew I was in a better place in life and I was being honest, it was still looking back and hating that woman I was.
And I knew that. And I was still holding back, fully allowing myself to feel and grieve and heal,
Mm-hmm.
because I was holding a lot of space for you to do your healing first. Without the mushroom experience,
None of this could have happened.
and I had been working with people, different people, friends, family, complete strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I had learned was I can help guide people through this process, but I can't be the one they always come to with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not required for this type of healing to happen through these modalities. And I understood that one trip with you is great to be able to show you and model the behavior of the work that it takes to get there.
Mm-hmm.
2 trips with me is good. When you get there the second time, you still need that agreement and confirmation
Mm-hmm.
that this is what it is. After that, I was learning I become a problem. I become an obstacle if they believe they need me to get to that healing place. And so I was learning that for someone to go on this healing journey and get out of it what I've experienced, to be able to beat addiction and depression and relationship issues and identity issues,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be able to do it yourself.
Yes.
And so you knew once you got into this that that was kind of my thinking on how this all works. And you knew that your next trip, when you were ready,
Yeah.
was going to have to be a solo.
Yeah.
trip.
I did that.
I was there.
You were present. You just weren't taking the mushrooms with me.
Yeah. And we went up to Tulip Town. I think I just told you how to make the tea yourself.
I think so.
I told you how to make the tea.
And then I drank the tea, and then I went and sat in the tent by myself. But I have recollection of me like coming out and like coming to you with things,
Mhm.
and then going back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think you want to share more about this.
I don't know what to pull out of that experience to share.
So when you came to me, I have done this enough times to understand I'm not required, and I don't know anything that you don't know deep within in your inner knowing.
Yeah.
And I know enough that there's no words that I can say that are going to bring you any closer to the thing that words can't explain.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but you did come to me. And I had to sit there and go, don't try and explain, don't try and give her anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I remember being very like, she doesn't need me. I can't tell her that. I need to model that behavior.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult for the guide to not want to help. To be, oh, let me help you, right? But the truth is, you don't need me.
No.
And I can't help. I can only get in the
I
way.
needed to get there on my own to realize I can do it on my own.
So I think it might have been like, well, I guess you know everything you need to know then.
Yeah.
I guess you don't need me then. And you might have been like,
Probably.
And then went back to the tent.
Yeah,
but
I don't remember.
But you went back to the tent.
I did.
And
had my experience, and I really don't remember.
You got there.
Oh yeah, I got there.
On your own.
On my own.
Do you want me to share what I remember?
Sure.
You took the tea and you ate more after, without me having to be like, hey, maybe it's time for you to eat a little bit more. Like,
I fully surrendered to the experience.
Yes. And I went and I looked in the tent and I saw that your bowl was empty, and I was like, good for her. You ate half a banana. You ate the full extra dose.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yep. She had to prove to herself that I'm not holding back.
Yeah.
You fully surrendered.
Yeah.
And you had to use the bathroom at one point.
Yeah.
And you were also...
Oh, I was also menstruating. I remember now.
Do you want to talk about that?
It was a very like primal thing for me on that journey of having all this pain and needing to take care of myself and clean up, but also just wanting to just like be on all fours, bleeding out, acting like an animal.
She was down on the ground, on the deck, blood down her legs, and a small pool on the ground.
Yeah.
Growling and screaming and just not holding back. And it was like a feral animal. She went completely back to the full animal of her being.
Animalistic being, yeah.
And she let it all out and left it behind.
I felt really good.
She looked up at me at one point and was just like,
Yeah.
And it was the core of your being without any identity on top.
Yep.
And it slowly, from there, you started to come back and you didn't pick up whatever it is you left behind.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you coming to me and you saying, very raw right now. I will tell you anything you want to know about my secret life. Because there was something that you were holding on to that you let go of that day. And we'd been going on our morning walks and I'd been asking questions and getting bits and pieces of it for about 6 months at this point. And I'd had the imaginary fantasies of what you were doing with these people. I had thought through the parts that I didn't know. I thought through the things you did tell me. And it's not fun.
No.
But I'd also had enough time to know I'm never, ever, ever going to get the whole picture. I'm never going to be in the room. I'm only ever going to get a story or a version.
Yeah.
And it's not happening now.
Yeah.
And I don't need to paint those pictures in my mind. And it was on that day for me where I knew that you had just forgiven yourself. That I was like, I'm not going to hold on to this any longer either. And I don't need to. I don't need to hear you talk about that because it's not happening and it's not going to happen again.
Yeah. How do you know you trust me now? Do you trust me?
Yeah. I have moments where I'll ask questions to myself in my head. Okay. Oh, could she be out doing that again? You know? Something that we've done since is you share your location with me. And I get real panic when I see your little blue dots stop in certain places. Even to this day. If you stop somewhere and I'm like, oh, she's on her way home from work, but she's stopped. Is that because the GPS is just slow in moving her? Or is she having some kind of like a rendezvous? And then, of course, you're so far down the road. I'm like, it was just the GPS stopping. Don't be a dumb idiot. And that's less and less, right?
Yeah.
There was a point where if that happened, I would have to video call you. And I have never had any shame in that.
No.
Because I think that it's good to acknowledge the feeling, the anxiety.
Yes.
And it's also good to acknowledge the truth, which is I could call her right now. She's going to answer. And
it's a very normal thing for you to feel that.
There are specific moments that I can look back at and fully remember me having a conversation with you. And I now know you were in the vehicle with somebody else.
Okay. Yeah. It happened.
I remember once calling you and you being so apologetic that you didn't answer the phone. And me being like, who do you think I am? Like, why are you treating me like I'm tracking your location and needing to know where you are all the time and getting so upset? And that was your guilt.
It was just me reacting to what I was feeling.
Right? And I remember that conversation of calling you up or you calling me back. Sorry, I would whatever lie it was.
Yeah.
And me going, oh, I was just checking in with you.
Yeah.
I want to let you know I love you or something like that, which probably made you feel like a complete piece of shit.
Absolutely.
But you asked, how do I know I trust you? Okay. I forgave you for me, not for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I do it every day. And I continue to forgive you for things that I need to forgive you for.
Yeah.
Okay. I trust you for me because I'm not going to walk around playing the game of creating imaginary circumstances and then, without any proof, judging myself whether they're real or not.
Yeah.
How do I trust you? Look at this guy. Would you ever in a million years want to disrupt and break apart what we have now?
No. And that's how I know you trust me, because I feel that. Like, I know who I am today and what I want for our future and how great everything is when we are one unit. And I think you feel that too. So, like, knowing that we are one unit, we're feeling the same thing. So we both sit in trust together.
So I forgive for me. I trust for me. But I know when I sit with you every day
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that we are sitting in that universal oneness together.
Mm-hmm.
And that if you were going to go off and have secrets again, you could never bring yourself into that.
No. We would be able to feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also know, anticipate, or expect we're going to do a big mushroom trip again together at some point.
At some point.
And there isn't a human being alive that can take a dose that high
and continue to
and
live a life of lies.
and have, like, you can't fake it.
Mm-mm.
You can't take 5 to 7 grams of mushrooms and then go, I'm going to keep the lie going, put on a really good smile,
Yeah.
and they're not going to know that I'm tortured inside with inauthenticity.
Yeah, there's no faking it.
When you did your first big trip,
Mm-hmm.
you made a face
I had to physically run away from you.
and purge physically.
Yes.
But you made a face.
Mm.
And when you did the second, on our 10th anniversary, you made the same face. If you and I did a high dose together and you made that face, I would know you are holding something back the same way I know how an apple smells.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've smelled an apple before.
Mm-hmm.
And I can pick it up and I can say, oh, this is the same experience. And therefore, this is an apple.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't hide that behavior. So there will come a day we do the trip again, and if I see that experience, it's like, I got you.
We gotta talk about this.
And it's not a weapon. It's not a threat. It's not a manipulation or a control. It's a practice.
Mm-hmm.
And the practices that you and I have built together as a married couple, as one, are what sustains this relationship, has taken us through our healing process, and allows us to continue to grow in this life and see all the exciting things that are happening now, mm-hmm. and know more is coming.
Because from that point, a lot of exciting things did happen to bring us here.
Yeah.
Like, we got rid of the house. That was a huge, huge moment.
Slow down.
Why?
Because you did your solo trip.
Yeah.
You forgave yourself.
Yes.
You're forgetting a big part of my story in here. Was that's when I could start healing.
Yeah.
After your solo trip, that's when I felt like, okay, I can really start to feel all these things. I can share the hurt with you. And I had to be able to share how you hurt me, mm-hmm. how you betrayed me. The only reason we were able to get through this is because the minute you told me, I wasn't taking offense.
No,
I
you put
wasn't.
all your focus on me and helping me heal.
And it was time after I saw that you had forgiven yourself that I'm not going to get in the way of your healing by allowing you to share in mine. And the interesting thing is I understand that happened then. I don't have big moments.
Okay. It was just little bits here and there.
It was bit by bit, day by day, allowing myself to fully feel those things with a woman who fully was in the relationship. The woman who wanted for nothing,
Yeah.
that had the strong, confident, sexy, handsome man who had a job, was contributing,
Yeah.
right? We were putting money away, paying down our bills. Like we had a track to debt free at that point. We were planning a trip. We had begun going to raves.
Yeah.
And that was something we loved doing together, dancing together.
Dancing together.
Like there was nobody else in the world but us.
Yeah.
And just moving for hours together on a dance floor. And so I was feeling difficult things. We went to a couples counselor.
Yeah.
We did about 3 sessions with a couples counselor because I needed someone outside of us because I was kind of driving the therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my work with psychedelics and guiding people through experiences is not therapy. I'm model behavior. I teach them what I have learned in order to help heal myself so they can heal themselves, right? And I can give advice. I can give good advice, but I'm not a therapist.
Yeah.
And we went to a therapist, and that created a forum where I felt like I could say and ask certain questions.
It gave a specific time and place to talk about it, to talk about the things that were bothering us instead of taking moments of it out of our day regularly. It's like that was the time where you talk about it.
The therapist herself wasn't helpful, but making that time was.
Yeah.
And there were certain things that I was able to talk about and say in that was very healing for me because of that time we made. But we continue to grow, continue to heal, and dream. And one of the things that we had kind of dreamed about for a long time was like getting an RV or a van or something to be able to just travel and do van life stuff.
Yeah.
And I had always thought it'd be great to just live in Tooltown in the summer and go to Mexico in the winter. Because when I went to Mexico for 2 weeks, the second year that we started coming here, that's when I was like, I can work from here. I can live here so inexpensively. And if I'm not paying rent because I'm at the trailer all summer long, I can put together, a 3 or 4 months worth of rent in Mexico.
Yes.
Easy. And not have to be rich to be wealthy. The difference being wealthy is having more than you need, regardless of the amount. Rich is like relative to the common people.
Sure.
So we've been talking about van life, and for me, the big thing was that my car, our car, that became my car when you got the smart car.
Yes.
So we had a Mazda 3 hatchback that we bought after you had an accident with the old Corolla.
Yes.
And I was using it for Uber driving.
Yeah.
And then when Esther moved airports for work She had a longer commute. She needed her own car, so she got a smart car.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the smart car and the Mazda.
Yeah.
The Mazda was financed, and the financing was coming up. So we would fully own it. And I thought, now that I own it, I can sell it.
Yeah.
And if I could just trade it for an old van, then I could use the van as my driving around vehicle when you're working with the smart car.
Mm-hmm.
And I could start renovating it into a van life van so that we would be ready to go on the road. Because when we would have these conversations about our future, it was years in advance.
It was.
It was a lot further out in our mind at that time than the reality of what was to come.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at these vans, and I maybe sent a few offers to people to see if they would be able to trade. Straight trade. I'll give you my Mazda 3. You give me the van. We don't need to save up. We can stay on our debt repayment plan, and I can get into this sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just shopping around. I like Kijiji. I use Kijiji. And I saw a bunch of vans. I kind of knew what I liked. And I would show you.
And we would discuss like the parts that I like and what I want in a van.
I want to reframe that a bit. I would show it to you and you would say, we're not ready. And I would say,
it's true. Like, we're not buying anything now.
There are moments in our life where I'm ready to move way too fast and she's not like, ready to even consider.
Even close.
And we usually find something in between.
We do.
So I show it to you, you go, I'm not ready. And I say, yes, but when you are, I want to know what you like. So let's just focus on this is what I like and this is what I don't like.
Yeah.
So I'm showing you a bunch of these things. So I know what you like and I know what you don't like. And the big thing for me is I love building and creating things. And I'm notorious for not finishing anything. And you?
Mm-hmm. I like things finished.
She wanted like an RV that was ready to go. You buy, you get,
you can stay in.
You live in it. Where I was like, well, we're going to get a Sprinter, completely empty, gutted. Maybe we could find a good deal if it was used for deliveries before that. And then I'm going to spend 6 months building out custom this and custom that, and it's going to be made just for us. Anyways, I showed her a bunch of stuff and knew she really just wants the thing finished. And I ended up seeing this one van on Kijiji, and something about it just clicked. And I was like I felt as if I had already been in it. Like I had the feeling, it was like I've driven that across the country.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird. And then I showed it to you, and you're like, what were you like?
It's like, that looks great.
It was pretty much everything you want.
Exactly what we want.
And problem, it's in Kelowna. It was in BC. We live in Ontario at this point.
A little far.
We already had plans to be in BC, about 4 hours away from there, for a music festival. We were going to the Shambhala Electronic Music Festival.
And we had planned to just rent a car, bring a tent, and just tent there.
We'd already bought the tent.
Yeah.
So I said, we could fly into Kelowna and buy this van and drive it to the music festival and stay in it during the music festival and then drive it home. And you're like, but we can't afford it.
Yeah, we didn't have the money for it.
The plan was, we're not going into debt ever again. We were in a debt repayment plan already. We were going to live on our budgets, which we knew we could, and we knew that we could budget to save.
And once we had saved, then we would buy something.
We weren't going to get into this story again of borrowing money and paying back later.
Mm-hmm.
Why not pay into a fund and then use it to buy the thing?
Yeah.
But I really like this van. And I looked at it and I said, you know what, Esther? I've got this salaried position. You've got a salaried position. And I've been looking at our budgets. I know exactly what we cut coming in and what's going out to what.
Mm-hmm.
And we had been saving. We had a chunk of change.
Yes.
And I said, we're committed to paying rent every month. And we know how much that is.
Mm-hmm.
And if we didn't have to pay rent, then we've got this extra amount. And we know we're already like having a lease is like debt. You have to make the payments. If we had the van, we wouldn't need the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got all that rent and utility money and everything else that comes with owning a house that would just go. So theoretically, we could, just like we know we're on a lease and have to pay the rent over a few months, we could get into a quick repayment plan on this van
Uh-huh.
and pay it off with what was going towards rent.
Uh-huh.
How did you feel about that?
I was terrified to like not have a house. And it was my dream house. I love that house. And to take that leap of having no home was so big because at that time I was still trying to heal myself and learn how to live this different life. And in that growing, that seemed like a really big leap for me.
So, part of what made you have the secret life was money,
Mm-hmm.
because you have all these insecurities and attachments and traumas with
Yeah.
scarcity,
Yeah.
not having enough, growing up poor,
Yeah.
or at least cash poor.
Yeah.
And would you say that by feeling that in that moment
Mm-hmm.
and then overcoming it and doing it anyways,
Mm-hmm.
you were actually healing?
Definitely. It was letting go and just trusting that it was going to be okay. But also it was a healing of leaving that whole chapter behind with the house. Leaving the house meant leaving it behind. And as soon as that like moment clicked, I remember I was lying in bed and I was like, oh shoot, like I have to do this in order to fully move forward. To leave it all behind and start fresh.
You had rules for yourself in that life that you started breaking at the end. And one of them was you brought a man into that house.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that.
Yeah. So for us to heal past that and to get rid of that house, it wasn't what it was anymore. It wasn't a dream.
So we put the money together. We contacted our landlord. We said we're going to leave at the end of September. We planned our trip to go pick up the van and go to the music festival and drive it back. And then we were going to come back, sell all our stuff.
Yeah, and then move into the van as it was parked at the house. We were going to do all that really seamlessly.
It was a great plan because, we could take our time moving out of the house, getting our stuff out, deciding what we're going to put in storage, what we're going to sell, what we're going to give away,
Yeah.
and have the van there. Like, it felt really good.
Mm-hmm.
So we fly out to Kelowna.
Yes.
It's the hottest day in the world ever recorded.
It was so hot.
Global temperatures
For the whole world.
for the entire world added up together was the hottest it ever had been in recorded history. It was 41 degrees Celsius in Kelowna.
Mm-hmm.
We got off the airplane and my eyes were stinging because of haze and smoke from forest fires in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd been talking to the guy who had the van, and he was like super happy and helpful. He was going to pick us up from the airport.
Yeah.
He came and he picked us up in his old VW van. Like, he's a van guy.
He had a Westphalia.
And he took us to see it for the first. We were so excited. Mm-hmm. Fired it up for us right there. It was running good. He's like, you should probably take it by a mechanic before you drive home.
Like, to get all the oils, all the fluids changed.
Yeah. And so we took it on our first drive. Mm-hmm. And we didn't know where we were going. We just started driving. We got about 20 minutes down the road when I noticed the heat temperature gauge was like
super hot,
and black liquid was shooting out of the front of the van.
Yeah.
And we pulled it over on the side of the road where we were, and it was just steaming and smoking and bubbling out black liquid everywhere, all over the front grill and on the ground. How'd that feel?
I was like, oh no, what have we done? What have we just bought?
I had reassured myself, and I don't know if I shared this with you or not, but I had reassured myself that you can't, it's a 1980 Ford E250 V8 350 engine. And I'm like, you don't buy something like this and expect to not end up broken down on the side of the road at some point.
Yeah, you didn't share that with me.
Like, I knew this was going to happen at some point. So we let it cool down. Mm-hmm. We had a place to stay that night. We were staying with like a family member of mine that I'd never met before. But they had an RV of their own at one point and had a pad on their driveway that we could park on and sleep in. So we took it easy. We drove it slow. I watched that heat go up and up. We went and spent the night. And then the next day we went and we took it to get all the fluids changed.
Yes.
Thinking that'll be it. And it wasn't so hot that day.
No.
And we had a deadline. We had to get to the music festival.
So this was like Sunday, and the music festival was open to people coming Tuesday, but it was definitely starting like Thursday, Friday.
The guys at the fluid place were like, you should be fine now. Mm-hmm. And we take it for a drive and it starts to overheat again. So we took it back to another place and they said, this is what it is. It's the thermocouple or something. I don't have one right now. I can't fix it right now. But that'll fix the problem. And I talked to them and I'm like, do you think I could get down the road a couple hours to maybe Penticton? And they're like, yeah, I bet you could. You get down there and maybe someone there tomorrow will be able to order in the part and get it fixed for you. So I was like, okay, let's just keep moving down the road. Yeah. Let's do what we can. We had to keep on stopping.
It was overheating. It got so hot.
It kept on overheating. I remember we stopped at one point and just went for a swim and cooled down ourselves. Mm-hmm. No air conditioning in this island. No air conditioning. And we did get to Penticton and this heat wave was starting to subside.
Yeah, everything seemed fine.
Once the temperature outside got below 30, I was actually able to drive this thing without it overheating.
Yeah. So
I said to Esther, it was the heat. It was the extreme, like a 43-year-old vehicle in 40 degrees Celsius heat. Mm-hmm. That maybe does need a bit of work, but like the heat was just exasperating it. Like our old station wagons overheated all the time. Mm-hmm. I was like, maybe we have to do a majority of our driving at night, but we can at least get to the music festival and then we've got time.
Then we can go and get it looked at.
We take it to the closest mechanic after the music, because once we get to the music festival, we're parking it for 5 days.
Yeah, it's just parked there.
So I was like, okay, we're gonna drive this in the cool evening air. We're gonna get it as far as we can, and we got
Osoyuz,
to
and then
Osoyuz, and I didn't realize that the next leg of the journey was up a mountain.
Was climbing this giant mountain.
And the air temperature had gone down, but when you're trying to pull this 40-year-old RV that's like 5 tons, 2.5 tons, whatever it is, it's heavy, and you're going up a mountain, it doesn't matter what the air temperature is, you're gonna overheat this thing. And we stopped on the way up, but it was like once we started,
there's
we're
no stopping. You have to go to
committed.
the top of the mountain.
I don't even think we could have turned around on that road.
I don't think so either.
It turns out we were probably 500 meters from the peak of the mountain.
And then it was going to be all downhill.
When everything shut down. So the second night that we spent in that van was parked on the side of the road. It wouldn't go into gear or even move.
It wouldn't move. So then we just parked it. And then we called CAA.
Which we'd signed up for about 4 hours before.
That day. And then they're like, we can't come to you until the morning. If you're parked safe, you're just going to have to sleep there.
So I was always able to keep a positive spin on things.
Yes.
And I mean, the second night that we had that, we were parked on the side of a mountain, overlooking this beautiful vista. We woke up and had coffee.
We had everything we needed to be stranded in a vehicle on the side of a mountain.
What we didn't have was the knowledge of what was coming next.
Yes.
But we know nobody has that. They just think they do. And we were able to take everything that we'd been learning together and separately and be at peace. Enjoy our coffee, not be too upset.
Yeah.
We weren't that upset.
No.
And you know, there was a mechanic at the top of the mountain.
Pretty close.
So by the time the next morning that they did get the flatbed tow truck and pulled the van up and got it to the mechanic, very quickly he was like, well, if you're not moving, let's make sure you got transmission fluid. And he checks the transmission fluid, bone dry. We had no transmission fluid. That was probably contributing to the overheating. He put some in and all of a sudden it's running, it's moving. Yeah. We went for a quick test drive and he's like, things are looking good.
You came back. I had been waiting for you after the test drive and you said, things are good. This is not as bad as we think. I was like, oh, great.
Because my biggest concern is that we had a ruptured engine block and we were going to need to rebuild the engine.
Yeah.
Turns out it was more of a transmission thing, or maybe it was a radiator thing. Anyways, he kept on like troubleshooting it with us there. And he's like, I think maybe just a radiator. Like he was just trying to get us back on the road to get to the music festival. And then he had this device that has blue liquid in it. And he's like, wait a second. I want to try one thing. He's like, if this liquid turns green, we got a problem. You're getting exhaust into your coolant. And if that's happening, then you've got an engine block, fracture, break, something. And yeah,
that's exactly what it was.
It turned green. So it was moving, but it was overheating. He said, I know a place where you can park this for a couple of days. So we were able to drive it to a trailer park at the peak of the mountain, right around the corner from where we broke down.
So close to where we broke down, where we probably could have
spent the night.
We could have called them and they could have picked us up with their tow truck.
But we got a free night on the side of the road.
We didn't know that.
And we spent 2 days there before we took the van back to the guy on the top of the mountain who was going to rebuild the engine. We hitchhiked, kind of.
I got on a Facebook group for the Shambhala, and I found someone that I actually knew, and she knew someone that was going to be traveling by the area. So she's like, you can hitch a ride with him, and I'll bring you a tent, and it's going to be fine. Like, perfect.
So we had a ride to the music festival. We had a mechanic who was going to take on the project of building the van. We went to the music festival. We didn't have a tent because we were going to stay in the van. So someone helped us find a tent because we didn't have a tent. And we had a great time at the music festival. We found someone there who was able to take us back to an airport. It was Vancouver.
Yeah, but it was an airport.
But it was an airport. And we flew back to Ontario without the van, waiting to hear on how long it's going to take to get this fixed so we could fly back, pick it up, drive home, and move on. One thing after another delayed this process. We weren't able to get the van until we were to be out of the house. So we spent the rest of the summer and fall packing up, deciding what to keep, what to sell, going through the process of looking at things and realizing I am the one who puts value and meaning on things. We went into this house believing we were going to raise a family in it.
Yeah.
We went into this house saying, that's going to be the nursery, and that's going to be the kids' room, and this is the community that we want to have kids in.
Yeah.
This is the porch that you want.
Yeah.
And we were leaving under a completely different paradigm.
Yeah. I was excited for this new adventure that we were going to go on, but it was a big shift for me to realize that I didn't want that house. I didn't want those things in it. And I didn't want that life that I had thought I wanted.
Yeah. So eventually we got the call from Matt the mechanic. He completely rebuilt the radiator. Like, he sent it away to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
They completely rebuilt the top half of the engine.
Mm-hmm.
He only did enough to get it so we could drive it across the country.
Yeah.
There were other things that were going to have to be done eventually,
Mm-hmm.
but he got us that far, and we cleaned out the house, gave the keys back to the landlord,
Yeah.
flew into Penticton. The mechanic picked us up, fed us dinner,
Yeah.
gave us the keys to the van, and we went and parked it at the bottom of a little valley for our first night on our way home.
Mm-hmm. And then we spent, 2 weeks traveling across Canada?
Not quite, but almost, yeah. Driving back without a clear plan or any real... There was a deadline of when we had to be back by.
Yeah, I had to go to work
At some point.
at some point.
I was still working, taking phone calls along the way.
Yeah.
Taking meetings wherever we were.
The thing that we didn't realize was that was actually better timing than what we had originally planned with after the festival and everything.
Yeah.
We were able to really take our time and enjoy that drive so much more than we could have before.
Yeah. And I think it wasn't long on that trip where I was like, you have a smart car. And it's a smart car because it's really good on gas. And we'd put a few tanks into this thing, and I was like, if it's smart, this is dumb. It's just a big, dumb van. And she always called her smart car Smarty.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I guess this is dummy, huh? And the big, dumb van was born. We were getting ready for our first winter without a house.
Mm-hmm.
And we had plans to come to Mexico. So we stayed in Tulip Town until it was way too cold.
We stayed too long.
We came and spent time at Mom's.
Yeah.
And then with the family for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We had the family bowling tournament.
Yeah.
We had New Year's.
Yeah.
We had about a week of January.
And then we were off
To Mexico. And not knowing how that was going to work. We'd never done that before. having you use vacation time, but then also have to commute back.
Yeah, I had to leave work and come back.
And so the first time that you flew back to Ontario to do some work, I ended up in Mexico City.
Yeah.
And I had been growing very uncomfortable and concerned with the company that I was working for. There were certain sales practices that were happening, and specifically one meeting with a new client that ethically I wasn't comfortable with. And we had to have a phone call while we were apart and talk about me quitting that job. And that was the job that you said I had to have.
I really, at the time, needed you to have that financial security of knowing that you were going to have that paycheck. So for me, you wanting to quit that, I needed to release that need of security of finances and really look into my actual knowing of what is right to do. And when you described what was happening with the company and everything, I knew that wasn't a place that you could stay. I had that deep knowing of you can't continue.
We talked about it, cried about it.
Yeah.
We had to kind of make a plan of what I was going to do for work that we could both kind of get behind and have faith that we could follow through on. We had even bigger dreams that I don't think we were ready to kind of accept, but that could play into it. Part of it was this podcast. We knew when we got home, we were going to start recording this.
Yes.
And maybe this might be something that
could turn
opens up new doors. I resigned. You came in and met me in Mexico City. And we were free to go explore without me having to stop in the middle for meetings, not have to like put our travel and adventure around my work schedule.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
We did.
We had some money put away that we could live off for a while and kind of a timeline of when I needed to start earning again.
Yeah.
The plan of what I was going to do didn't really feel right as we move forward.
No.
The reality of the money that we put together sustained us a lot longer than we thought it would.
Yeah. We had already learned how to live within a very small budget.
I was able to make some money doing new things online, just individual projects, and was able to accumulate a little bit. And then we had more car trouble.
Yeah.
We had ongoing repairs with the van and another blown head on an engine in Smarty.
Smart car.
But we were even able to manage that.
Yep.
And more time passed, and we were loving me not working.
Yeah. Because when I'm off, I have chunks of time where I'm free. And when I'm working, I'm gone. I'm not even with him. So when I'm off, it was nice that you didn't work.
And it's not all fun and games not having a job. Like there's struggle with wanting to be a provider. I don't want to ask permission to spend money from you.
Yeah.
And us sharing all that money as one brings with it its own complications. And when I say all that money, it's not all that money.
It's not all that.
But we were healing and growing through these things. And what was like a non-negotiable kind of deal breaker for you when we were rebuilding our marriage of you must have a income that really didn't align with where I felt I was going at that time in my growth and my purpose in this world. Now you're the one saying, no, I don't want you to be working. I want you to be free in this world. And I want you to be able to spend all this time with me uninterrupted when I'm not
And I
working.
also want you to be able to do the things that you're interested in, your hobbies and your curiosities.
We talked a lot about earlier my struggles with bipolar disorder. And as we've been recording this and talking about it in that way, I've been realizing I don't think I ever have had type 2 bipolar disorder. When I was diagnosed with that, it was based on me giving a recollection of my life and my moods to doctors.
Yeah.
Um, there were things I wasn't sharing with doctors at that time about addiction and lifestyle.
Yeah.
And when I look back at the depressive episodes and what we would have called hypomania, it was burnout and hyper-focused interests. And the more I learn about other people's journeys through honest storytelling like this online, the more I identify with someone who is twice exceptional, gifted, and ADHD, if not a little bit on the spectrum of autistic ADHD. I don't have.
You're definitely not neurotypical.
That's what we can say for certain. I am neurodivergent. And I had been masking that neurodivergence my whole life very, very convincingly and very, very well as a twice exceptional gifted ADHD person. And the depressive episodes are easier for me to see as burnout and addiction and alcoholism and doing too much drugs and not sleeping. Because as soon as I got my sleep under control and I stopped abusing alcohol and drugs, none of these depressive episodes showed up. None of these hypomanic like things where I put all my energy were destructive.
That's right.
And I would tell everybody I cured bipolar disorder using mushrooms. But really, it's the mindfulness practice that makes that healing continue. And every expert out there will tell you, if you have schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, you should not be using psychedelics. And I'd be like, but then why? Why did it cure me? And I think it's safer to say, I have never had typical bipolar disorder. My depressive episodes were just the result of addiction, poor sleep. And I mean like really poor sleep.
And having to force yourself to live a life of going and having a job and
being in that whole neurotypical lifestyle of having a boss and going to work and putting on the face and all of that. I was really good at faking it because I'm gifted and can think fast and can improvise. And when we look back at the successes that I did have in regular work jobs, it was whenever I was given the opportunity to just bullshit and improvise. Because I'm very quick. Right? But when it comes to like doing the job of like come in and do this repetitive task over and over and over and represent these values and these things, whether you believe in them or not, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no. So I'm neurodivergent.
Self-diagnosed.
Which is why a typical life with a house and the kids and the job, it just doesn't work for us. Forget it. So I haven't had to take a job, and it's been more than a year now. we've been able to live this lifestyle in the van, in Tulip Town, in Mexico, budgeting without it becoming a job. We're just living within our means, and we're wealthy in every aspect without being rich. And we find ourselves here at the end of a winter in Mexico. We go back to Canada in 2 days. We were able to subsidize some of our stays through creating online content.
Yeah.
And that's exciting for me. And that's the type of work that when I'm not looking for a job and I'm able to just follow my curiosities, these opportunities show up that other people aren't going to see.
No.
The neurotypicals don't recognize the things that when I'm free in this world, I'm able to go, ooh.
Yeah.
Do you see what I see?
Yeah.
You don't. But
I don't.
But then I spend 4 days figuring it out and explaining it to you, like, and you go, oh, okay. And we're going back to a spring, summer, fall in Canada. And I'm just super excited.
Me too. We don't know what's next.
And we're okay with that.
Scary, but I'm learning to be okay with that fear and embrace it.
And we want to do podcast stuff.
We do.
We want to keep on sharing our...
Now that this story is out there, I feel like we can focus on new things and have a little more fun. This was very serious and deep and raw, and I'm looking forward to changing it up a little bit and trying something new.
But you wouldn't have been able to go out and be transparent, authentic, and honest on a podcast or a video series without having told this story.
No, I really needed to get this out there. Otherwise, I felt like I was hiding a part of myself.
So this is really the end.
Yeah.
Of that whole secret life. And now
it doesn't hold anything over me.
And moving forward, we're free to share as much.
Free.
Or keep to ourselves.
We'll see.
What we want. Did we get there?
Yeah.
We told everything?
We did.
How's that feel?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm excited for the next thing.
Me too.
Okay. That was so rehearsed and like fake, but I love you.
I wasn't
rehearsed. We didn't rehearse it. It was just like, I in my head was like, oh, we should do a kiss.
Oh, you were rehearsed. You just came in to kiss me and I was like, oh, this is sweet. I like this.
I'm divergent.
We did it.
This is better than Love on the Spectrum. No, it's not.
It's not.
That show's awesome.
That's it.